Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at HawkFlameAK. And if you're interested in East Asian culture, please check out my friend's page at writingsofeleastasia.substack.com, where you can explore his musings on East Asian film and literature. The link is in the description below. Please check it out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to First Gen K-pop Fan Reactions. My name is Arnold, aka Hawk. I'm a First Gen K-pop fan. I go back to the 90s, like H.O.T. and SES, and we're going to be checking out a new song that was released a couple of weeks ago that I'm super late on, and I can't believe I'm this late on this. It's Aespa's Hold On Tight, and I'm super interested in this because, obviously I'm a big fan of Aespa. I mentioned before, like my favorite groups are include Ghost Generation, Aespa, Red Velvet, Dreamcatcher, not necessarily in that order. And also, something I haven't really talked about much on this channel, but I am a massive retro gamer. And I have video game systems going back to the Atari 2600, the NES. I have the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, so on and so forth. And I am, because of that, and I am super, not because of that, but I am also super interested in sort of video game history, and I'm very familiar with the story of Tetris and how that came to the US. It's an insane story. It's really, really interesting. There's a YouTuber, a gaming historian, did a great documentary on it, and it's got so much going on from Nintendo and Atari and and all this and the Russian government, and it's crazy because it's like a story is huge and crazy when you invokes the names of Mikhail Gorbachev and Shigeru Miyamoto, okay, are both in the same story somehow, and of course they're contributing to this. The Aespa is contributing to the soundtrack for this movie, which I haven't seen yet, but I probably should see it sometime soon, because it's again, it's about something about a story I'm familiar with, and I know all the players involved, and I wonder how they would handle it, and I'm wondering how Aespa's contribution to the soundtrack is going to sort of reflect that or contribute to that. So I'm kind of curious as to what this song is going to sound like, because it's a very the whole story is a very 80s Cold War, and I'm trying to think of how the Aespa would tie into that. I'm very interested. But that's enough of me talking about this. Let's get into this video. I'm super excited because I love Aespa's music. I love Nintendo. I love Tetris. And so let's get started. Let's check out Aespa's Hold On Tight.
Baby, you and me.
It's the Tetris theme with the lyrics. Interesting. I love this. Yo. Okay, that was great, because it invoked, it sort of made it work. Where it felt like first of all, obviously invoked the Tetris theme, which was awesome, and also, but it also sort of felt both very 80s, but also very modern at the same time. It's hard to explain it. And I think it's because it relied a little bit on sort of a little bit of the 80s synth pop sound, but then it waxed it with but then it had Aespa's own flair to it. And it just sounds really good. And those vocals, man, I think the Ning Ning and Winter's vocals, it just sounds they just sound so smooth. They sound so good, you know. And well, so yeah, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this.
When you're me, I know, but somehow or
I
not,
know.
we're meant to be. I
Oh,
know. This world's a battlefield. I will be
oh,
sure we got something real worth disrupting
it's a
the
little
peace.
so.
Disrupt the peace. Yeah, keep on moving. With the
Like
system
this
of
section sounds a little bit like 80s synth pop, but so it invokes that, especially the synthesizer background.
Fought your life.
Well, the vocals are very obviously very Aespa, you know.
Hold on tight.
Anyway, once again, that was awesome. That was great. It sounded again. I guess I'm reiterating what I said before. It sounded like Aespa. It also sounded very 80s. And it sounded obviously it invoked the the Tetris theme, which I know that it has a real name, other than the Tetris theme. But for me, it's always the Tetris theme. And yeah, this is exactly like I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, this makes so much. This totally makes sense. They married all these different these different worlds of the video game and Aespa and the 80s and also the 80s vibe and all that, and they married it together really well. And I thought it just sounded so good. My God, this is it's early to say. I don't know if I'm saying this, but I don't know if I can say this. Maybe too early, but this might be one of my favorite Aespa tracks. Like it might be. I might listen to this more than like Next Level or at least I don't know if like Black Mamba is still my favorite title track. I don't know if it'll top that, but it's up there. And wow, and this is yeah, this is more music like that, please. More like that, please. It's definitely improvement over Girls, and it's very different. I can't compare it to Life's Too Short. It's very different. Yeah, definitely it's an improvement over Girls. I even actually like it better than Illusion, but yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna rank it, but yeah, this is a really good one. Yeah, especially since I am, like I said, a huge retro gamer. I literally have about I think something like 800 games in my collection. That's my thing. Outside my interest in K-pop, it's also retro gaming. And so yeah, obviously includes Tetris. I have multiple copies of Tetris actually because it's a pretty popular game on the NES. And yeah, so I cannot wait to a more if this is any kind of hint as to what the I was gonna say if this is any kind of hint as to what the album's gonna be like. I don't think it is though. Well, I'm super excited for the new album. Either way, I'm super excited for the movie. I'm super excited that I just got the chance to listen to this. And yeah, this just sounded so. It married the concepts of 80s and Aespa and video games perfectly. And I didn't know how I was going to do that, but somehow I managed that. And so, yeah, as someone who loves all three of them, grew up in the 80s, loves Aespa, loves retro gaming, this is kind of a perfect song for me. So anyway, until next time, guys, I think I'll cover it. I do have some more reactions coming up. A few more down the pipeline because there's gonna be a lot in the next few weeks from a lot of different groups coming back and even I think what was it like here? Dreamcatcher, you got Aespa, you got so many more and even I'm probably gonna do Taeyang reaction because I love Big Bang. And so you gotta have a lot more stuff to check out from me in the coming weeks. So until next time, guys, take care.